everyone, welcome back to Pobby and Oz. Hope we're all doing really, really well. If you are new around here, please drop a like, please drop a subscribe. We're trying to get to 3,000. I reckon we can do it, by the end of all this. So that would be grouse. So I can't thank you enough for the support you've given me this year. It's been really heartfelt. It's been touching. There you are. See? The old Pom there showing a bit of feelings. So what we're talking about is Sunday. We got the Brownlow. Me and Terry will be live for the whole thing. We'll get suited and booted. May even have a cheeky champagne. So let's have a look and see if Cripps can get the job done. Now, my gut is I reckon 30 is going to do it. I've got Neil and Oliver around the 30-29. Obviously, a lot can change. Cripps will go close, but there is a few games that, with the way that the umpires vote, it's very, very tough to call. So let's have a look at it. So these are the first 4 rounds of how I've got it polling. Now, obviously, round 1, you would say Cripps is stonewalled, surely. Do you know what I mean? 30 touches. You had the 3 goals. It's as good as a game as you will see anyone play in the game. Matt Kennedy probably is going to be there close for 2. But he won't run Cripps close. Cripps will bang that 3 as cool as you like. That is the most lock 3 you'll see. Round 2, we go on to, and he had a very stellar game this. I think, again, he will poll incredibly well. 35 touches, 2 goals. You always look as well where he is. And because Cripps is very noticeable because he's under almost every umpire's eyes, the 11 clearances, that'll stand out like a sore thumb as well. Sorry, the 5 clearances. The 11 clearances will stand out like a sore thumb. There was 5 tackles, 4 of which resulted in turnover in the centre of the ground. So, again, another stonewall case here for Cripps. Now, this one is an interesting one. Round 3, the 1-point win versus Hawks. Now, there is a great argument that Doc could get 3 votes, right? I've got him as 2, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Cripps get the 3. And I'll tell you for why, right? He had 11 tackles. 7 of them were right in there and 5 resulted in turnover. The 6 clearances, do you know what I mean? He also, 1 goal, 1. Now, you look at Doc. Doc had a very good game. But halfback flankers, it's a struggle to get the polling votes. So that could be a 3. You just never know. Now, round 4, obviously, that was against Gold Coast Suns. Now, he was subbed out of that game. He was injured. So, unfortunately for Cripps, do you know what I mean? When you've played what? It was hardly anything on it. It was 20% of the game. He's not going to poll. So, and Carlton lost that game. So there's that as well. There is that as well. So then, obviously, with Cripps being injured, he missed round 5. He came back round 6, had the 32 touches, did Mr. Cripps, against the Dockers. And it wasn't a great return home for him, right? But round 6, I think he will get 3. So it wasn't the greatest return for him in the terms of the result, but 32 touches and 3 goals. There isn't much going against him. Brayshaw will poll incredibly well that game. It has to be said. You can't argue that. But I just think when you actually look at that game, it stands out. Them goals. When midfielders kick goals, lock it in. Round 7, there's another 3 votes for the Cripps dog. 35 touches. He had the goal, 2 behinds, 4 tackles, 10 clearances again. Easy 3 there. Now, round 8 is the interesting one for me. Now, Carlton lost this game, and it's not uncommon. Sorry, Carlton won this game by a lot, but it's not uncommon, even though the big dog himself, Kerner, kicked, 6 that game? It's not uncommon that when your midfielder in this game is going 35 and 2 goals himself, that stands out, especially with the 10 clearances, especially as well when you add the 7 tackles. He's going to be noticeable. Now, forwards should poll 3 when they kick 6, but you'd be surprised how the AFL vote. The AFL do vote in a very peculiar way. And if you look as well with Charlie Curnow, he had the ball 21 times, which does say 3 votes to me. But I wouldn't be shocked if the umpires saw it a bit differently. We go to round 9, the win against the Giants, of course. 26 touches for Cripps, 2 tackles, 7 clearances. The no goals, the 1 behind. I can't see Cripper doing enough here in this game. Walsh was sensational this game. Kelly was good for them. Doc and Hewitt will probably make up the rest of the votes. I'd be very surprised to see Cripps poll 1 vote there. Very, very surprised. But then again, like we say, it's the AFL. You never know. Then we went to the Swans, round 10. 19 touches for Cripps. 7 tackles, though. 5 clearances. He was in just about everything, but Curnow, Walsh, Wheat are in. Do you know what I mean? This game, they'll probably look at this, even though it was a very magical win. Do you know what I mean? Hewitt had a lot of the ball as well. He could be a shout for it. I can't see Cripper sneaking in with that low disposal rate. It's a shame. I want to, but we can't. And then Carlton, obviously the 4-point loss to Collingwood. Round 11 we're on. Well, you'd imagine Crisp and Walsh and Dacos will make up the votes here. Cripper had, again, a quiet game. The eight clearances could bring him in for a 1 vote, but I'd say he won't poll. And then we go to round 13 after the bye. This is an intriguing one. And I'll tell you for why. Because it's hard to separate Walsh, Doc, and Cripps here. I think he may get the 2 votes, but I wouldn't be surprised to see him get 3 votes. Doc was brilliant. Walsh was brilliant. Cripps, though, kicked that goal. Also led the ground in clearances. Could be a 3 voter, this. Could be a 3 voter. Round 13 could be a 3 vote. Then we go to round 14, the just under 20-point loss to Tigers. The 34 touches for Cripps, no goals, but 5 tackles. A little bit of a quieter game here for Cripps. He was, if you remember, he was a bit of a turnover merchant this game. You'd imagine Prestia was sensational. Short will be in there. Walsh may sneak in. There's a good argument for Cripps getting 1 vote, but I can't see it in this game purely because a lot of them turnovers did happen in front of it. And then we go to the 31-point win versus the Docs. 22 touches for Cripps, 5, 8 clearances. It's an intriguing one, this one, because when Carlton win, you'd expect Walsh will be best on. Charlie Curnow will definitely be in there. Will Brodie might be a shout for 1 vote. This is one of them ones where it's going to be interesting to see because Walsh had 40, but then, Fisher was good as well. It's going to be an intriguing one how they vote that, but I don't think he'll poll there, unfortunately. I want him to, and I'm trying to make a case. Then the Saints, obviously, we went down there, but he did have a very good game, Cripps did. He did have a very good game. You could argue it would been probably close to Carlton's best that game. Walsh had the 33. He had that 31. 8 clearances, though, just the 1 tackle. I think when you look at how that game will go, though, St Kilda were quite dominant. Sinclair will get the 3. You'd imagine Gresham Marshall will be in the convo. I wouldn't be shocked to see Cripps poll 1 or Walsh, but I think it's very hard for him to do it. And then we go to, obviously, round 17. Carlton went up against the Eagles. They absolutely dominated this game. And this is going to be interesting because their midfield capitulated. Now, there is a great argument that Cripps was a big part of that. 9 clearances, 2 tackles, the 1 goal. Doc was sensational, 28. Kennedy was sensational. Cherra was good as well. Hewitt dominated the first half. Curnow had 5 goals. I could see him getting 2 here 3, I think, will go to Big Dog Charlie. So it's going to be very, very interesting. Then we go to round 18. This game here was a capitulation. Geelong battered them. Cripps didn't really stand out. It was a poor game. Less said about this, the better. The only chance, really, of Carlton polling a vote is Walshy in a losing effort. Can I see it? Not really. But then we go to the Giants, the big win there. Now, Cripps had 34 here. 3 scoring shots for 1 goal, 6 inside 50s. He generated a lot in Carlton's aggressive stage. I could really see this game here being a 3 vote. I think he will. I think Walsh and Kerner will be a shout, even Adam Saad for his second half. But I can see this being a 3 vote. And then we go to round 20. The Crows, obviously, it was a tough loss to bear. Did have 41 touches, though. So let that sink in. When you have 41 touches, you're going to be in the conversation. Now, I've got him having 1 vote. Now, I might be stiff there. I just think they'll go Ben Keys 3. I think they'll go with the winner. But I could see him polling 3 there. I could see him polling that 3 there. Then we go to round 21. Obviously, the round 21 was the Lions, the big loss to Brisbane. Interesting to see what they do here, because I reckon Neil's a stonewall for 3. Bailey was good. McCluggage was good as well. Cripps could hang his hat on the 7 and the goal, the 7 clearances and the goal. But Neil was sensational. Matheson also. Do you know what I mean? He'll be in the conversation. McStay and Bailey definitely will be, especially McStay, maybe for that one with the 4 goals. Carlton probably, if they were going to get a vote there, it would be Walsh. So I can't see him polling in that game alone. And then we go to the final bit, round 22. Round 22, the tight loss to Demons. Now, I wouldn't be surprised with this one, right? And I'll tell you for why. Brayshaw and Melksham, you'd say, would be the top 2. I wouldn't be surprised for him having 1 vote. Now, the reason I'm saying that is Carlton were very good in this game, right? And I could see Carlton actually polling a bit higher than most people would expect in this game, because for large parts, now the 12 tackles and the 10 clearances, Carlton dominated around the ball in 3 quarters. So you would say Cripps is definitely going to be in the eye of them. And then we finished 35 touches, 5 tackles, 12 clearances versus the Pies. Now, I would be very shocked when you go through this game and you rewatch it if Cripps don't get 3. He won best on ground that game, and I think he will get the 3 votes, which takes him to roughly 27, potentially 30. So he'll definitely be top 3, I think, but he could do it. It's going to be an intriguing one, because a lot of it relies on, do they suddenly book the trend and look at halfback flankers, and do they book the trend and give key forwards? Cripper could be the beneficiary. He'll run close. Tune in Sunday, check it out, and we'll cheer the boy home. But until next time, let me know what you think. Who do you think is going to win it? I've got Clary winning it this year. Let me know who you've got. And we'll have a discussion. I'll see you Sunday. Much love.